use. I just know that it's just going to be so hard for me to come up with something that, no one's ever thought of before and that's not registered. I mean, there are millions of combinations of words registered, so it's so hard. So it's easier in most cases for me just to buy something that's decent rather than, settle for something that stinks, that's got extra words, that's too long. So I like buydomains.com. I bought a lot of domains from them. I bought my original marketingsecrets.com domain from them. I bought a lot of domains from them for a lot of different projects. I bought the BlogRush domain here. So I would start by coming in here if you're looking for a new domain name for a new site or any project, and at least see what they have and see what their prices are, and see if it fits in with your budget. There's some other sites out there for finding domains for sale. We'll link to some of those in the resources section, like Cedo and some of these other ones. And you can go and check those out too. But start here. This is really good. So I did a search for gardening tools. Let's say I'm looking for a keyword with gardening tools in it for that kind of project. And so as you can see here, and don't get scared by these prices. It starts out with these really high prices for some of their better domains, and we're just going to ignore that. I mean, of course, unless you saw something you really wanted. I don't know why Income Tools actually comes up for my search for gardening tools. I guess it's trying to find gardening or tools in any of these domains rather than both of them per se. But you can just scroll down and get past all these high prices, and you can continue more pages. But let's jump out to like the 7th page, so it'll be, some cheaper prices. But one of the things you're going to be dealing with is trying to find a good domain name. And it's really worth it to, if you're going to build a business around something where you're hopefully going to do hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales, if possibly maybe for you millions of dollars in sales, it's worth it to invest in a good domain name that all your SEO stuff's going to revolve around, that it's easy to remember. If you do a podcast and you say the name of your domain name, it's easy for people to spell and type in. There are a lot of advantages to having a good domain name. So many people underestimate that. A lot of people got away from good domain names as company names when the whole .com bust crashed, because back then everyone was named, something.com, pets.com, toys.com, you name it. It was a popular thing. And then everyone got away from it. Well, what people don't understand is for direct marketing period, it's the smartest thing to do to have a great domain name that's easy to spell and that, can be said through audio where people don't actually see it written out. And just something that's easy to remember. It has so many benefits because the domain name is the destination. That's how people get to the place to do business with you. It's important to have a good domain. So it's worth it if you can afford it. It all comes down, of course, to your budget. If you don't have the budget now, maybe you'll have to do things kind of more guerrilla style with a cheaper budget. And then maybe when you can afford it, then go and register a domain name. But if you have the budget for it, think about starting with a really good domain name. Like here's a great example, gardeningplus.com. If we were doing a gardening site or gardening business of some sort, that is a great domain name. It's 2 words. It has gardening in it. It's about as short as you're going to get if it comes to a domain that has gardening in it. There are not many 4- and 3-letter words that are actually going to be good along with gardening. So this is a great domain that you can just click and buy it now. This isn't a bid price or an ask price. You can just buy it for $1,088. That's it's $1,000, of course. It's a lot of money, but and it's an investment anyways. But that's something. If you're going to be spending hundreds or thousands just on AdWords, you could blow $1,000 on one ad in the USA Today. That's a good investment. So Gardening Plus, there we go. But let's go into this even further. So you can find really great names for about $1,500, anywhere from $2,000, $1,000 to $2,000. You can find some really good names at buy domains. You can actually find some that have a little bit cheaper prices than that, and sometimes you can find cheaper ones than that. But let's see. Remember, don't go for the infos and stuff. Stick with the .coms. But you can come in here on your own and do some searches. They have an advanced search that you can do. So you can click up here, advanced search, and you can search by show me the keywords that start with gardening or that end with gardening or that are less than 15 characters and that only are .coms and that don't have numbers. So you can come in here on your own and you can do some advanced searches for your market and keywords you're thinking about and really say, I just want to see the ones that you have that fit this exact criteria. And you won't get such a broad range like I did on this search. But, just showing you, if we sold some kind of tools, power tools, gardening tools, whatever, buy tools online, maybe may or may not be, but it's a lot better than what you're going to find that's not yet registered. And for $900, it's, that's not bad. JustGardening.com, how great of a domain is that for a gardening site? To build an authority site about gardening and to have the hub of the homepage, linked to some kind of, linked to then the online store as well as to content, just to have this whole main site. How great is that domain name for gardening related stuff? It's fantastic. For $800, well worth it. So buydomains.com, come in here and look for yourself. And it's a great resource. They have like almost 1 million names, 800,000 names available for sale. And, some of them are very expensive, 10,000, 20,000 or more. But the majority of them here are, less than $1,500. And you can find some really great domains. And it's worth just investing the money, buying a solid domain, and just starting with a great brand to build, something great to build SEO around, and just something great to build a business around. So check out buydomains.com.